The glass doors hissed open as Keanu stepped inside. Worn jeans, scuffed boots, a plain black shirt. The silver cross around his neck caught the light, like an accidental challenge. Two salesmen paused mid-conversation, eyes narrowing. One leaned to the other, probably here to look, not buy. Keanu said nothing. His gaze drifted to a sleek Roma Spider. It wasn't for him. It was for someone who once gave him everything without asking. The manager appeared, his smile thin. His eyes caught the cross first, not the man. "Faith is beautiful," he said, tone casual. "But it doesn't pay for a car like this." A beat passed. Keanu looked at him. "Calm. Still. Do you believe in anything, sir?" The manager smirked, walked off. But the silence that followed felt like it stayed. What he didn't realize was that this moment, this insult, would soon echo far beyond that glass showroom. Keanu stood in front of the Roma Spider, letting the quiet settle around him like old armor. He didn't touch the car, didn't step too close. Just observed it, eyes tracing the curves like a memory. It wasn't about the engine. It was about what it represented. A gift for a childhood friend who had once saved his life and never once asked for thanks. A man of quiet faith, like Keanu. Across the room, the showroom's real performance played out. Smiles that weren't real. Kindness with caveats. Elegance that had nothing to do with empathy. The salesmen moved like dancers around the wealthy, their laughter hollow. One glanced back at Keanu, leaned toward his colleague. These religious types always come in just to take pictures. Keanu heard it. He didn't react. Not outwardly. Instead, he stepped slightly closer to the Roma. "I'd like to know more about this model," he said quietly to the younger salesman, the only one who had briefly met his eyes. The kid flinched, glanced at the manager standing across the floor. A slight shake of the head, almost imperceptible, was all it took. The salesman shifted. "Sorry, sir. I'm with another client." Keanu nodded once. No anger, just silence. The kind that gets louder the longer it's ignored. A boy walked in with his parents, clearly wealthy. Tailored clothes. Cool detachment. The boy pointed at Keanu. "Dad, isn't that the guy from the movies?" His father gave Keanu a long glance and scoffed. "No, son. That's just another religious, not trying to get attention." The words didn't sting, but they sat heavy in the air. Keanu met the boy's eyes and smiled, warm, soft. The boy, unsure at first, smiled back. Lucia watched from near the espresso bar. She wasn't supposed to notice customers like him, but something about his stillness, about the cross on his chest, made her pause. Keanu moved to the wall, stopped at a metal plaque. "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone." He studied it, then slowly lifted his phone, angled it upward. One photo. Nothing loud. Nothing obvious. But in the far corner, a tall man in a linen blazer, a foreign client, had been casually filming the room. Now he focused on Keanu. A buzz vibrated in Keanu's pocket. He checked the screen. A reminder. Ferrari Charity Gala, 8 p.m. Guest of honor, Keanu Reeves. He slipped the phone away, eyes unreadable. The stage was already set. They just didn't know who they were performing for. Night fell like velvet over Beverly Hills, but the energy at the Ferrari International Gala was electric. Cameras clicked in staccato bursts as influencers posed and executives mingled under crystal chandeliers. Among the crowd, the Beverly Hills dealership manager stood awkwardly near the back, half sipping champagne, unaware that the evening celebration would soon turn into his personal reckoning. Then the crowd stirred. A soft murmur grew louder. Heads turned as a sleek, matte black Ferrari 812 Competizione purred down the red carpet. It didn't roar. It didn't demand attention. It arrived like it already belonged. The valet stepped forward, opened the door, and Keanu Reeves emerged. A tailored black suit clung to him like silence. No tie. Just the same silver cross, catching flashes of camera light with every step. He walked slowly, nodding to no one, acknowledging everything. The moment stretched. Cameras flashed like lightning. Whispers turned to applause. Across the carpet, the manager froze. The champagne glass in his hand trembled. Inside the gala, the lights dimmed. A large screen behind the stage lit up with a headline, "In honor of humanity." The host stepped forward, voice steady. "Tonight, We celebrate a man whose heart travels farther than any engine ever will. A humanitarian. A symbol of quiet impact. Mr. Keanu Reeves. Applause surged through the ballroom. Keanu walked to the podium, unhurried. His voice, when it came, was calm, almost gentle. "Today," he began, "I was told my cross didn't belong near certain cars." He paused, letting the silence fill the room. "But I believe values, kindness, humility, compassion, belong behind every wheel, every brand, every heart." He didn't look at anyone in particular, but the words landed like a hammer wrapped in velvet. The crowd stood. Executives from Italy to Tokyo wiped at their eyes. Even socialites stopped filming, caught in a rare moment that didn't need filters. In the corner, Lucia stood in a navy dress, invited personally. Her eyes never left the stage. She knew what this moment meant. Backstage, a security guard handed the dealership manager a small white card. The manager unfolded it slowly. "My name is Keanu Reeves, but you can call me a potential client." The manager's face drained of color. He wasn't just watching a man take a stage. He was watching everything he had dismissed: faith, humility, quiet strength, be honored on the highest one. Keanu stepped down from the stage without fanfare. Cameras kept flashing, but he moved through the noise like it didn't belong to him. Outside, he vanished into the night. No entourage, no interviews, just the hum of an engine fading into quiet. But the silence didn't last. By morning, the internet had exploded. Clips of his speech flooded every platform. The moment he spoke about the cross, and the dignity it carried, echoed across headlines, timelines, and hearts. In a modest apartment just blocks from the dealership, Lucia sat trembling. Her phone buzzed nonstop. Friends, co-workers, strangers. She opened her camera and whispered into it. "We were trained to stay elegant. That meant stay blind." Her voice cracked, but the truth held firm. She uploaded the video. Within hours, it had gone viral. Ferrari's corporate offices moved quickly. The dealership manager, the man who had mocked faith and turned Keanu away, was fired quietly but definitively. The CEO addressed the board. "We don't just sell performance. We represent people, and it's time we prove that." Thus, the Human Code was born, a sweeping initiative rooted in ethics, inclusion, and humility. 1 week later, Lucia received an email. The subject line read, "Director of Ethics and Humanized Service, Ferrari Global." She read it twice before covering her mouth with her hands. The espresso girl, who once wiped fingerprints off glass, would now teach the world's most prestigious brand how to see people. Meanwhile, Keanu stood in front of a small building on the east side of Los Angeles, its bricks chipped, its sign faded. Agape Refuge Center, Christian shelter for displaced children. The Ferrari Roma spider gleamed in the sunlight. He handed the keys to the director. "This belongs to you now," he said softly. She gasped. "But it's a Ferrari." Keanu smiled. "Exactly. A Ferrari should move hearts before it moves tires." Days later, at a press conference, Keanu stood before the world again. No suit, just the cross. "Faith is not a look," he said. "It's not what you wear. It's what you carry in your choices." He paused, let the room breathe. If your faith makes others uncomfortable, maybe it's not your faith that needs adjusting. Maybe it's the room. That night, Lucia opened a letter left at her door. In neat handwriting, it read, "I didn't change the world, but maybe I nudged it." She looked up through the window as dawn broke. He walked in wearing humility and a cross. They tried to push him out, and he responded by letting the light in.